This is part of their plan from the past, from the beginning. And it's designed to keep you on your ass. I'm here to get you off your ass. This is real talk, buddy. You think you can just be tied up in sin, tied up in vice, dope the fuck out all the time, and talk about the situation should change. It don't work that way. We got a plan. Check out the action plan. We're going to talk about how we get away from these vices, these idols, and this idolatry so we can go out and get it. You know what we about to do, counterculture warriors. Let's get it.
Your son for you, I mean, yo, what's the harm in your chick? You both missing in action. If you pay no attention, give it up, you relax, and ladies, you ain't immune to the shit. Cause you caught up with a J and your man out with a trick. Yeah, you be riding round with that shit. I be riding round, puff, don't pass. 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 Safe when things going good, be calm. 30 for some bomb in the hood. You drawn to what you shouldn't do. It's wrong, but it's got a hold of you. 'Cause I be riding round, just smoking dope. I be riding round without no hope. I be riding round, it's how I cope. I be riding round, it's in my throat. I be riding round, it's like a yoke. I be riding round, my neck in a rope. Don't joke, I mean I ain't hit the slopes. The smoke all up in your clothes. You ask why they outpacing me, because you walk around smelling like weed. It's a drug, and it's so plain to see. You a comet, it's still your intentionality. And crap, that's like a GSW. It's just weed, it's like a genius mind fucking you. 'Cause everybody know that crack is whack. Even the CIA, that's why they push the smack. Riding round, puff, don't pass. I be riding round, puff, don't pass. I be riding round, puff, don't pass. I be riding round, puff, don't pass. I'm last, never be
All right. Thanks for coming back to the Saint LibCon podcast, episode 4, and we're starting to really blow up. People are starting to talk and take notice. So, if you haven't already, go ahead, click that subscribe, hit the bell next to it so you know exactly when we drop some knowledge. Thank you for your support, and let's keep things going. Let's get right into it. I be riding round, puff, puff, don't pass. Here's the thing. This song here is a lot about smoking weed, all right? Because again, it's pervasive in our community. And so we use it as an example to show what is going on in a larger scale with all types of idols, right? Now, what I want to talk about real quickly is the video, the music video, right? Because it shows all of this excess, and it's just really focused in on all of this excess and all these idols, right? Drugs, food, clothes, all this material things. And as you get around, then at the end, off in the distance, is your purpose. That's shown by the Bible. And whatever your purpose is, if it's, just a higher calling, if it's service, if it's spirituality, if it's God, if it's Jesus, if it's whomever. These idols are keeping you away from that purpose. And that's what the theme of this video is. And that's what the theme of this episode is. In the intellectual dissectional. So that's the hook. I be riding around, puff, puff, don't pass. Right? Because these people that are really into their idols, we rarely pass, right? Anytime we have opportunity to engage in that idolatry, take it on. So here we get into the out of the hook and into the lyrics, right? I be riding around, how long can this last? I be riding around just sitting on my ass. And I think anyone who has had an addiction, at some point you look yourself in the mirror and you say, how long can this go on? How can I change, right? And you realize all the time that you've wasted sitting on your ass. I be riding around, emotions behind a mask. I be riding around, got me feeling so trashed. We have a mental health issue in this country. We have a happiness issue in this country, if you ask me. And I think a lot of it is masked by these idols. We consume these things in excess. We just put our 100% into them. And it keeps us away. It makes us feel trashed. Why? Because it's keeping us away from our purpose, and it's frustrating when that happens. That cash, like a high, it don't last. Gone fast, opportunity you can't grasp. Not only do we spend time with these things, we spend so much money and resources on these things, right? And I think, the old adage, right? You can't take it with you when you die. I think people that are really into this idolatry, they find out much earlier because they've spent all these resources to consume all these material things, and then at some point they realize this ain't shit. It's trash. It don't work. It's broke. It's old. It's outdated. Nobody wants it. You consumed it. You've ate it. You've smoked it. It's gone. Gone fast. Opportunity you can't grasp. As you travel through life, opportunities will come at you. They'll present themselves. If you're caught up and preoccupied with these idols, these addictions, with this excess of things that are keeping you away from your purpose, they're going to keep you away from these opportunities. You'll never grasp them. Instead, you'll be lost. Look how far my mind drift off. At what cost? You still manual labor, not the boss. Now, in this example, we're talking about the excessive abuse of weed in our community, then what am I saying? What's the cost of that? You still manual labor, you're not the boss. Think about it. People that are in this cycle of addiction, are they doing well professionally? I be riding around, puff, puff, don't pass. Go back into the hook, right? It's class, like a grade school of your past. Make cash. If you sell it, you'll be behind the glass, right? When you get so caught up in these things, you start participating in them in different ways, right? And in this example, selling weed, you got a little bit of extra weed, sell it to the buddies, you know. So some of y'all got caught up. Get smashed. Look how much time done passed at last just to keep you right on your ass. If you don't think that inundating our society with this flesh, this immediate gratification, these idols, these vices, if you don't think that's part of the globalist plan, then I've got something to tell you. It is. They want you to be distracted so you're not paying attention to what they're doing and taking over the world. And at the same time, they don't want you to fulfill your purpose because that would stop them. Let's get it right. Just keep it right on your ass. I be riding around, puff, puff, can't quit. I be riding around, go ahead and try that shit. I be riding around, can't get rid of it. I be riding around. Nah, you addicted. I like this part of this song, right? Because it's like, at some point you have to come to the realization that you're addicted. You have no control over this vice. You know, you're waking up, pulling out your phone, going on social media right away. You're checking your likes. You're into it. You're in the meeting doing the same thing. You're at dinner, driving around. Like, you're addicted, right? You can't get rid of it. I be riding around. I'm gonna step out for a bit. I be riding around. You should be hanging with your kid. No shit. He know everything that you did. No bid. Ain't buying your excuses. Think about it. You stepping away from your fam to engage in these vices all the time, right? You're locked up in the room watching bad black girls behaving poorly and stuff, right? I mean, just terrible reality TV, chickens clucking, and you think your kid ain't listening. They know exactly what's going on. You try to make excuses like, oh, no, oh, baby, I wasn't out at the, at the casino. I was meeting with my financial advisor. Right? Come on now. They know what's going on. Don't want all of this for your son. But for you, I mean, what's the harm? It's funny. Think about when you have that talk with your kid, right? You're going to be like, you can go ahead and be like, no, you're going to be like, don't be like daddy. Come on. Yo, chick, you both missing in action. They say, if you pay no attention, that's your straight. Give it up while you relaxing and get lit. Ladies, you ain't immune to this shit. Cause you caught up with a J while your man out with a trick. But you be riding around with that itch. Oh, with that shit. Look, when a man and a woman are partners, true partners, married, whatever, true partners living together, you cannot be over here into, your own thing, consuming half your night. She's over here doing the opposite, and you guys are not together. Like, a marriage takes work, right? This saying is, when you neglect each other because of these vices, right? When that happens, you grow apart, and ultimately, like I said, just like the cash, stuff goes fast. So when it's gone, you have this emptiness in your heart that you should be feeling with your partner, but instead, a lot of people step out and fulfill that with other people. Consequences. We'll go back into the chorus. I be riding around, puff, puff, don't pass. At last, at eighth, when things going good, Be calm. 34 some bomb in the hood. What we're saying here is you kind of go on these, cycles through this addiction, right? You dabble in it. All of a sudden you're addicted, right? Then you don't want to be addicted anymore, right? Then you try to get out of it and you're totally out of it. Then you kind of like, I got it under control. I'm going to have one cigarette, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, in my neighborhood, you can buy, 3 cigarettes for $2. I used to think, oh, man, that's a great way. What a service. They're going to wean us off. Oh, my gosh. That means when you're not buying cigarettes, you just go buy 3 for $2. Like, come on. Anyway, with this saying, an eighth when things are going good, right? An eighth when things are going good. So when you got money, things are going good, you got a little extra change, right? You're not just buying dimes and dubs, you're buying a whole eighth, right? I mean, be calm. 30 for some bomb in the hood. $30 for an eighth, that's what goes in my hood. I mean, wow. No wonder people are high all day. You drawn to what you shouldn't do. It's wrong, but it got a hold on you. Think about it. You drawn to what you shouldn't do. When you're intoxicated, when you're tied up with your idols, are you doing positive things? And I would think people are conflicted. I mean, I know when I'm not doing the right thing, when I'm not sinning, I'm conflicted. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I would assume that goes for most people. But when you have an addiction, you're drawn to what you shouldn't do. It's wrong, but it's got a hold of you. That's addiction. I be riding around just smoking dope. I be riding around without no hope. I be riding around, it's how I cope. I be riding around. It's in my throat. This is kind of cool. So, here's what happens. Like, people that are into these idols, this idolatry, this preoccupation with negativity, with the flesh, with the world, with the worldly things, right? It's funny because they be riding around just smoking dope, right? Just doing their thing, just watching their thing, just stepping out, doing whatever, right? Whatever their idol is, they just doing it. Again, internally with this conflict, but they just look like they just having fun. That's what you would think. But in reality, they riding around smoking dope. They riding around without no hope. Thinking, how can I get out of this? Then they riding around and they taking that same idol that they're trying to get away with and they're using it to fill that void that it creates with more of it. It's how they cope. I be riding around, it's in my throat. I be riding around, it's like a yoke. I be riding around my neck in a rope. See, these idols, they're not only a yoke that weigh you down, but they can completely defeat you. Don't choke. I like this part. Don't choke. You ain't hit the slopes, right? So people saying, don't smoke, right? Marijuana. But, it ain't like I ain't hit the slopes, slopes, cocaine, right? So people, they trivialize marijuana, right? The smoke. Here's me coming back, right? The smoke, it's all up in your clothes, right? But you ask, why are they outpacing me? Like I said, you're tied up in this dope culture. You're probably not professionally where you want to be. And you're like, I don't understand why these people are outpacing me. Well, maybe because you walk around smelling like weed. It's a drug. Care if it's legal or whatever. People know you on drugs. And it's so plain to see. You a promise. But it's still your potentiality. Real talk. Now here comes the pothead. It ain't crack. That's like a GSW, a gunshot wound, right? Think about it. If someone's smoking crack, you know there's a problem. It's an emergency, right? That's like a gunshot wound. But it's just weed. And that's what people think they can. They trivialize it, but they dope the up all the time. And this is the type of drug that weed is. It's like a genius mind effing you, right? Think about it. All you pieheads, I'm gonna pause for a minute. Crack is like a gunshot wound. Weed is like a genius that's mind fucking you. Think about it. Plus, everybody knows that crack is whack. Thanks, Whitney. Even the CIA. That's why they pushing smack fat. Look, talked about the CIA's role in dope in the United States. It's a joke, right? It's a joke. This is a joke. Me saying that the CIA is pushing smack, right? Heroin, the opioid crisis. You know, even though I say fat. I be riding around, puff, puff, don't pass, go back into the course, right? I'm last. Never be head of the class. What I think this part of the song, as we wrap it up, is supposed to be doing is really show you when you're at the lowest of the low, when you're about to hit rock bottom, you've hit rock bottom. These are the feelings, these negative thoughts that these vices create. I'm last. I'll never be head of the class. I'm trash. Desperation, man. How long will this last? What do? Get smashed. But then you get well. But relapse from the past. This is part of their plan. From the past, from the beginning. And it's designed to keep you on your ass. I'm here to get you off your ass. This is real talk, buddy. You think you can just be tied up in sin, tied up in vice, dope the fuck out all the time, and talk about the situation should change. It don't work that way. We got a plan. Check out the action plan. We're gonna talk about how we get away from these vices, these idols, and this idolatry, so we can go out and get it. You know what we about to do, counterculture warriors. Let's get it.